Hey y'all, it's Lena and I'm back again with another mini tutorial. Today I will be showing you guys how to install and style a lace front bob wig. So I started off by washing and blow drying and detangling my client's hair. She is natural, so right now you see me braiding down her hair. As long as the braids are flat, you will be okay. So I know her hair and her hair density, so that's how I decided what size to do her braids. After I finished braiding, I oiled down the scalp. And right now you see me going in with a small tooth comb after I had placed the yellow Gots to Be gel on her hairline. And what this does is it pushes her hair and her edges back and out of the way so that it is clean for me to go and install her wig. So right now I'm just cleaning her skin with 70% alcohol. And I went in with my Bold Hold skin protectant before I put the cap on. And yes, then I placed her cap. I use a white cap for no specific reason. Right now I'm going in with another Gots to Be gel. This step is optional. You can use the gel or the spray or both. So this time I decided to use both. So going in with the gel in front of her hairline, so some on her skin and some on her edges, and now I'm going in with the spray as well and spraying that down, melting it even more. And you notice me, I'm focusing it on her skin because that's where I want it to be. Now I'm going in with some makeup that matches her skin tone, and I'm putting that on before I cut the cap because I don't want the makeup on her skin. I want the makeup on the cap to match her skin. So I'm doing that. So once I finish, I will go ahead and seal it and make a barrier between the makeup and the glue. Seal it in with the Gots to Be spray and lightly blow dry it on cool. So now I'm going to begin to start cutting the cap, the excess cap. It may hurt a little bit, and I do tell my clients, even when I do it on myself, I notice it does. I don't know, it kind of hurts a little bit because now I've like hairsprayed it onto the skin and now I'm like lifting it up. So the more you do it, the more precise you'll become with placing your hairspray or your gel when it comes to doing the bald cap method. So I'm cutting it and I'm making sure that I'm not cutting it to where her hairline is exposed. I am allowing the caps to only to be in front of her hairline. So when I place the glue, it will be on the cap and it will be on a bit of her forehead. The bigger the forehead, the better when it comes to styling and installing a wig. So this is the Bold Hold Extreme Cream that I'm using. This is their active brand, and it's supposed to give like a longer lasting hold for people who like sweat and have oily skin. And it's best to use it along with the skin protectant because that allows it to hold it. So I do one layer. This is the layer where I'm melting down the cap. I'm just focusing on melting down the cap, and then I proceed to add 2 to 3 more layers based on the person and their skin's chemistry and activities that they do. But I don't count the melting of the cap as a layer of glue. So after I've done that 2 to 3 times, you see, it's pretty thick. Now I'm going on and I'm placing the wig. So sometimes I cut the lace beforehand, sometimes I don't. It just depends on whatever I feel. And the more you do it, you'll be able to see and pick up your own techniques. So this is a wig that was provided and colored by me. You can purchase it from me on Instagram at Laid by Lena or even Facebook. My contact will be in the description box below. So I'm placing it, and before I even started putting the glue, I kind of measured out and cut the lace beforehand to see, where it was going to be placed. And at this point in time, I've done her laces many times before. I kind of know her hairline and how it's shaped. So I went ahead and I placed it, gently tapping it into the glue. Notice how I try not to touch it with my fingers as much. You don't want to touch it with your fingers, So using a comb is vital. And notice how I'm just placing it tapping it in with my small teeth comb. And yeah. So the little pieces that you do see lifting are places where the glue didn't reach. So it is optional. You can either go back and place more glue there, or you can cut that excess part off. So right now I'm measuring out around her ears. I made sure I pulled the back of the wig down so it's sitting and fitting how it would sit and fit before I go to sew it down back there. So measuring it out around her ears and everything. Sometimes I leave a little excess tab because just so that I can like pull where I need to and place where I need to. I can have something to hold on to. So that's why you see me leaving some of the little ear tabs right next to it. And as you do it, you can see where the glue is. Like, you'll be able to see where the glue is to be able to place it. So I'd rather place it a little bit, the lace too far ahead, or, you know, versus the lace too far back, to where now I got all this excess glue I got to try to clean off. So that's where I saw that her lace was being melted at, and I went ahead and just cut off all that excess. So I could have either put more glue or not, and I decided to cut it off. So notice how I'm cutting it in a, you know, not so straight line. I'm just kind of making my scissors jagged, cutting it in different ways. Some people use squiggly line scissors. You can do that as well. So whatever you prefer to make it look more natural. So that looks better to me. So I'm going to move on over to the other side and do the same thing that I did on the other side. Measure it around her ear, and later on I will go back and put more glue in those places where the glue did not reach. So while I was waiting for the glue in the front to dry from those little places, because with bowl hold you have to wait for it to dry clear before you can place the lace into it, or it will not melt right and it will not last. So during that time I go ahead and I sew down the back of my wigs. I only glue down the back of my wigs when someone is wearing a full lace or they're wearing it up in a ponytail. If they're not wearing it up in a ponytail, I'm not gluing the back down. So now I'm using my fine teeth comb to, you know, push that lace into the glue. I'm going around. Now I'm cutting off the little ear tabs and everything. Making sure I'm lining it up with the glue and cutting off that perfect amount. So whatever little residue or whatever little, you know, glue residue and everything, I'll go back and I'll clean that off with alcohol. But it is a process, you know. Sometimes when clients see it or you're in the midst of it, it doesn't look as melted or as great. And, you know, the client may get a little worried, but you have to reassure them to trust the process and trust you as a stylist. So now you see me going in and cleaning up the hairline right now. And that is vital. Like, you want to clean off that hairline because you don't want that excess glue and the hair getting stuck in there or whatever. You know, clean it up. Make it look good. I love a 613 and brown root combo. I love it, love it, love it. I actually have a video already posted up of how to color the roots, and I was coloring this exact wig, so you can go check it out if you would like to. So now we're moving on to the styling part, and the wig isn't yet melted. It's just sitting on her skin, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Bear with me. So we decided that we wanted to do a side part, kind of sort of pushed back bob, asymmetrical bob, long side going over to a short side, really cute and fancy. We wanted to do baby hair, so that's what we did. So now you see me sectioning them out and pulling them forward. I may not lay all of this, but I'll still cut it, so it can be short and for later references. So I'm cutting them about 1/2 inch long. I prefer my baby hairs to be more shorter. I don't like them to be too long, but to each his own. You don't want them to be too short either. So I'm cutting them. Now I'm going to go in with some mousse, and I'm just gonna lay them down, the baby hairs down on her forehead, just kind of out of the way. I'll go back and swoop them in later, but right now I'm just laying them down on her forehead so they can be out of my way. And I'm using the mousse. Notice how I'm not going in so heavy, and I'm not putting a bunch on the lace and everything. I'm being very strategic on where I want to place it. So now I'm going in and I'm putting it on her hair. It is important to mold because you want those hairs to go in the direction that you want them to go. This is how you will get your styles to set and stay. Just like with a roller set or a washing set, you want to set that style so that it can last. So I'm combing the hairs in the direction that I want them to go. And I already knew this is the foundation to get the look that we want. So I'm just combing the hairs in that direction, seeing how it's going to fall, making sure my part is where I want it to be. This is a bob lace front, so her part doesn't go as deep, but that's okay. So now I'm just putting on a black strip that I got from the hair store, and I'm tying it down, and I'm going to let it sit and let that melt in. So this is important so that the glue can dry and you can just put it, to melt and everything. So I sat her under the dryer for about 15 minutes, and it looks even more melted now that glue is dry, her hair is dry, everything is set. Now it's time to style. So we were just verifying exactly how we wanted to look, exactly how long and how short, just so that we knew what we were doing. So now you see me going in with my razor, and I am razor combing her bob first, just so I can get that movement and that flow and take off the excess hair that I don't really need. So that's a little quick way for me to just get that off, that excess hair off, and start forming my hairstyle. I got my razor from the hair store, nowhere special. I have many different razors. So I'm going in and I'm like over directing the hair, making sure everything connects. This is a very simple style. A blunt cut bobs, very simple. I think I did very light layers, nothing too crazy, not a feathered look. But this is a very easy style. Blunt cuts and asymmetrical with no layers or long layers are about the easiest styles to do. So now I'm going in with my clippers, and I knew the length that I want. So now I'm just giving that clean and precise cut with my clippers. And if you guys want to know where I got them from, or any questions that you may have regarding how I got this look, or anything you see me using or doing that you would like me to verify, go ahead and comment below, and I will make sure to get that information to you as soon as possible. So working in sections, and the razor cutting really was just a rough draft for me to see and know the shape that I wanted and things like that. And the the clipper cut is the final draft. So now I'm proceeding to laying my baby hairs. If I do see them a little longer than I wanted, I'll go ahead and cut them even further. I'm using mousse only to lay them. And like I said, I'm not soaking it or drenching it in mousse. You can if you want to, but this is my technique and what I do and what works for me. If you do something else that works for you, then stick to what you know. And if I see a little something, that needs to be touched up on her lace, and I'll do that with the makeup later on. But I like doing it with a mousse. It molds. They're not too hard and looking and everything. I prefer the soft baby hair look. So laying baby hairs is harder than it seems. So now I'm going in with my round brush and just giving it that body to the wig. And then I went in afterwards with my flat iron to smooth it out. So I love bobs with body and movement, and that round brush gave me just that. And the flat iron is just putting in those finishing touches. I'm loving this look already. And we toned it to platinum. This isn't even 613. I toned it to platinum. But all of that is in the coloring video. I will link it below so that you guys can go and see it. So yes, I probably just touch up with her hairline with just a little bit more makeup off camera so that it can blend in more with her skin. And yeah, this is the finished style. It's really nice. I'm looking and checking and making sure everything's all even and precise. And if I see anything off, I'll go ahead and clean that up. So that's perfectly fine to clean it up afterwards if you need to. And this is the finished look. So this is a 14-inch that I cut, toned platinum blonde, and we did brown roots. And this beautiful bob is so gorgeous. It looks great on her. You see that body and everything, and that hair, honey. Not too flat, not too stiff. This is gorgeous. Like I said, again, I'm cleaning up. I noticed a little something in the back that could have been cleaner, so I'm going ahead and cleaning that up and giving that finished, polished look so that no matter what angle she turns in, look at that, so much better. It just looks great. So I love this color. Everything about it is so nice. It blends perfectly with her skin tone. So again, I'm just going in and putting in some last finishing touches. Just look at that melt, honey. This is a medium hold hairspray that I'm using to lay down those little flyaways and everything. And yeah, here's a close-up of it. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Lena. Like, comment, and subscribe. Anything that you may want to know. Thanks for watching.